Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Vocast. I'm your host, Drew. We've got another reaction today, but I'm going to start a new series with these. This one's going to be called a throwback reaction and analysis. It's going to be for music that hasn't yet been covered on the channel, but most of us have already heard. Today we're going to be covering Voiceplay's rendition of the Oogie Boogie song from Nightmare Before Christmas, since it is coming close to Christmas. It is the 17th of December 2022 as of recording this, so I'm excited to get into this. Most of us have already heard it, and we all know what comes in this song and how intricate it is, but we're going to dive in, so let me send you over to the quick disclaimer and we'll jump in. Full disclaimer, I'm not a musical genius in any way, shape, or form. I'm simply sharing my musical insight and knowledge with you so that we can get a better understanding of and appreciation for the music that's featured on this channel. Now, with that said, let's get our hands dirty and dive right into Voiceplay's cover of the Oogie Boogie song. Alright, folks. In we go.
Well, what have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's talking about. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy.
These harmonies.
I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seam now if I don't die laughing first. Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand. You better pay attention now, cause I'm the boogeyman.
That D2, that D sharp, D flat, C sharp 2 is so resonant.
Cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song. I might just cook a special batch of steak and spider stew.
I'm having too much fun. This is great. To add a little spice.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking.
This is so cool, guys. So crazily.
I'm drowning in my tears.
It's so incredibly musically complicated. It's awesome.
And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
Kill it,
The
Jeff.
best I can.
Kill it.
Hit it.
The syncopation in this is crazy too.
Yours, oh boy, now that'll be just fine.
Release me faster, you will have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin.
It's hopeless.
You're finished.
Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going.
No. Boogie Man. Oogie Boogie Man. Guys, when I tell you this is like one of the most profound acapella songs, especially like it's nuts. It's one of the most well-known acapella covers out there. So forgive my my desire to chime in with that last high note and low note. I just couldn't help myself. So we're gonna jump into the analysis portion, and I'm gonna try to keep this under 30 minutes, but we'll see how it goes. So with that said, let's dive into the analysis portion. All right, so we're going to do the analysis portion now, and we are starting promptly now.
huh? Ooh, I'm really scared.
So everyone, we know that Jeff absolutely crushes it in this entire song with his lead, but really, whenever we go through this analysis section, I want you to really pay attention to how convoluted, or not necessarily convoluted, but how musically complicated these background parts are, and I'll draw your attention to it as we go along. But it's just crazy. Like everyone else in this video is just as talented as Jeff because of how well they perform these complicated background parts.
You're the one everybody's talking about.
At the beginning, they're just doing do's. So those in themselves are not that complicated, but I mean, they're holding the pitches. They're all lining up together, so it's really nice.
You're joking. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be.
You guys hear the background parts here? This slide up was really nice. I liked it.
Joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seam now if I don't die laughing first. Mr. Oogie Boogie said.
This beatboxing is really cool, especially with like that clap effect. So it goes pop, 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 pop. So it's got like a swing feel to it. And that was totally purposeful, and it fits very well within this arrangement. It's very swingy, you want to swing with it.
There's trouble close at hand. You better pay attention now, 'cause I'm...
He says, pay attention now, and then the background parts go, pay attention now. And it's offbeat from the lead part, and it's really cool because they have... Most of the background parts in this entire arrangement and performance are all like syncopated, and that means on the offbeat compared to the lead. So syncopated is boom, 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 boom. So lead back in this context. So
'cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song.
And Jeff can just easily belt into the 4th octave, no problem. So it's just ridiculous. That's an A flat 4 from a low bass. That's ridiculous.
I might just cook a special batch of...
That syncopation and that being that precise with those pitches and everything, being that staccato, that on point, it's just ridiculous. I mean, Jeff is already doing a great job, and we know this with his character voice and his pitches and everything, but listen to how punctual and how, like, on point their pitches are with the background parts with this syncopation. It is ridiculous.
Very wrong, 'cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song. I might just cook a special batch of steak and spider stew.
If I could do that, I would just cook a special batch. And that wasn't exactly right, but that is incredibly punctual. That is ridiculously punctual. I mean, it's just ridiculous how crazy talented these guys are in this.
I might just cook a special batch of steak and spider stew.
And don't you know?
Earl, that was an awesome laugh there, man.
Oh, the one thing that would make it work so nice.
Earl just did a ridiculously good twang in this cover because he was perfect to do this particular voice in this arrangement. I mean, he's already got a good character voice and he's already got a good voice to begin with, but adding that twang to his character just makes it seem that much more little evil and conniving, and makes it feel like an evil conniving child, like if you think of like Gru from like Despicable Me. If he ever had kids, I'd imagine that his kids would be like have that kind of twang to it. It's really cool.
You know the one thing that would make it work so nice.
A roly-poly Santa Claus.
To add a little spice.
That bass line is ridiculous. It's heavily edited, but it's still created by the human voice, to my understanding. So that is really, really, really cool.
To add a little spice. Release me now, or you must.
I want to see where Jeff went to in that slide down. He started off with a D flat C sharp 2.
Release me
He went to like an A1. That's where he finished. That was cool.
now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking.
So this section is also really, really cool. So there is an E1. I'm not sure what technique is being used to hit this E1, but it's definitely an E1. It may be Jeff doing a sub, or it could be even Lane doing like vibration bass perhaps, but this was really cool. This was a really cool effect to do in the background of this, where it gets real dubsteppy, and then you just casually throw a E1 in there. That's so cool. All right. And the fact they got those glowing things in their mouths for the theatrical part of this, that was really cool.
Children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking.
Whoa. That's crazy.
I can't believe my ears. I'm drowning in my tears.
Listen to the higher partials in Jeff's part here. That's ridiculous. It's obvious he's a low bass, but it's further cemented by the resonance he has in his lower second and first octaves. Listen to his like D or like C sharp D flat 2 C2 B1 note area. You just hear how rattly the note sounds. Oh, it's so, I love it.
Come to your senses.
You're joking. I can't believe my ears. I'm drowning in my tears.
And that was a really cool little echo effect there.
You really are too much.
You really are too much. That was really cool.
And now, with your permission,
This descending riff from Ellie here is really cool. I'm gonna back it up so that way I can draw your attention to it.
You really are too much.
and now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the best I can. Hit it.
There's more some the background parts are kind of taken off on their own to alternate from where the lead is that Jeff's doing here. I'll show you again. They're doing a little bit of a departure. Jeff in his high range again, so he's doing an E flat 4 here. Yep, E flat 4. More syncopation from the background parts here. Ridiculous.
Not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy. Now that'll be just fine.
Some more syncopation with the ha ha ha's in the background. Listen for it.
Not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy. Now that'll be just fine.
Release me faster.
And this song also like changes keys like twice, so that's also really cool.
You will have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put
There's a cool. I'm not sure if I've ever seen anyone draw anyone's attention to this, but in this piece, Lane's doing like a. I actually don't know if it's like Lane. Let me listen, and I might be able to find out.
Have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're so.
Oh, so, okay, so it is Lane doing that. But it's more. It's more of like a vocal percussive effect. So it's not necessarily like there to feel like a note. It's supposed to feel more like it's supposed to feel more like percussion. So, but it still has some note like pitches in there. So that was really cool.
Be faster, you will have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin.
That's some, again, Earl with his twang. Yeah, I mean, I can't even do it that good. He can do it so well, and I feel like Earl has like mastered the character voice, and it's unfortunate that he's not with Voiceplay anymore. But it's ridiculous how good at character voices Earl seems to be. So for anyone else that doesn't know, twang isn't exactly the best for your voice, if I understand it correctly. So it's introducing turbulence, so you don't want to do it a lot. You want to do it very sparingly whenever you're doing character voices and such with your voiceover work and music work. So
You're finished.
Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going nowhere.
and here comes the best part of the entire, well, the coolest part of the entire song in my opinion. And Jeff does a chest head voice mix to hit this B4 here, but he is a low bass that hits a B4. This note here. No, this one. He's hitting that with a chest head voice mix like I just did. But the fact that he can still hit that being a low bass is freaking ridiculous. And I tried my best to draw y'all's attention to everyone else in this entire arrangement because it seems to be almost a Jeff show, but they did some insane musical stuff in here too. So we'll listen to Jeff do his B4 to E1 thing here. It's just absolutely nuts.
Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going nowhere.
You've got some high belting in the tenor with Ellie, Earl, and J Nunn over there. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. They are so incredibly talented at belting in their high ranges. And when I say belting, they're really using a lot of power and volume to hit these notes and hit them well. The Oogie Boogie Man. Oogie Boogie Man. So, that subharmonic, that E1 sub, that note is one of the most iconic in a cappella history. This was one of those times where subharmonics were obviously known about several years before this, but this was one of many videos and one of many songs that really brought out the popularity of a subharmonic. It made people think, how is the human voice able to sing something this low? It sounds inhuman. And they're right, it does. But this song was one of the many songs, and this video was one of the many videos that truly brought attention to subharmonics and what they can do for the human voice and what they can do for choirs, a cappella groups, etc. It's ridiculous. It's the fact that this note can come out of a person is ridiculous, guys. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Listen to the background parts. Ignore Jeff in this last part and listen to the background parts as he's doing his thing. Listen to what they're doing because it's pretty complicated too. And then we'll bring this to a close.
Boogie Man. Oogie Boogie
Man. I think there's like an B5 in here somewhere, perhaps by Earl or something. Holy cow! Either that or Ellie or something. There may even be an E5 in here, perhaps. I know for a fact I'm hearing an E4. So there's some pretty crazy tenor stuff going on too, but this piece, man. This is just, guys, this is one of the most iconic a cappella pieces of all time, and I had to make sure I covered it because a lot of people were wanting to know my thoughts about one of the many songs that brought subharmonics to light, and my final thoughts are this is ridiculous in every way, shape, or form, but in all the good ways. This is monkey business. That's just how good the Voiceplay is. I mean, this right here, this arrangement, this video, this music is just way more complicated than I'll ever have time to break down in one single video. I tried my best to do it in this one, but it's just way, way more complicated than I will ever have time to fully break down and dissect for you guys. I may do like an extremely long analysis video one day, but I would have to see where the desire lies for you guys if you wanted to really hear like deep dives, like into like the waves of certain pitches in songs, if you guys wanted to hear that. So if you guys do want to hear that at some point, let me know. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's reaction, and I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you in the next one.